Well, two Soweto girls murdered in a suspected satanic ritual last week have been laid to rest in the Roodepoort Cemetery. Our reporter Stephina Komane was at the funeral and she joins us in the studio now. Good afternoon, Stephina, and welcome to the PM News Desk.
Good afternoon, Krishna. Thank you very much.
Look, you're fresh from that stadium, Stephina. Is this a community still in shock, or have they actually come to terms with this gruesome crime and digested what's actually happened here?
I think, the community is still shocked, and it was such a somber mood today at the funeral. We saw students, some of the students were crying, but relatively I think there was just an anger at the senseless death of two young girls that were, what we can say, at the prime of their life, only in grade 10. So we saw a bit of somberness, but also that internal anger, but they had to respect the funeral and understand that the family was there looking to bury their children in the most dignified manner that they possibly could.
A somber mood, a sense of anger. Do you get the impression that this anger will spill over into incidents of mob justice, Stephina?
There have not really been any calls of mob justice. We saw MEC Barbara Creasy going to visit the school and the family. One of the requests that she made to the family and the learners and people in the community in general was for them to please observe the law and let the law run its course and let justice prevail at the end of the day. I think that was the call, that people should not take the law into their own hands, but rather let the police do their work and let the justice system prevail at the end of the day.
The Department of Education did say that they are going to assist families here. Did they make good on that promise?
With regards to the department giving assistance, I know that the department brought in counselling. There were pastors that were brought into the school, to try and counsel some of the students, because students were traumatized. As to the financial aspect of the department's contribution, details are still sketchy in that regard, but we know that MEC Creasy has been very visual. She was seen going to the families, she was seen going to the school. They were there on a daily basis, just trying to get the school to say, let's go back to learning and let the learning not be disrupted.
COSAS now weighing in on this case, Stephina. Can you tell us about their involvement so far?
Firstly, this morning, COSAS had gone to two of the local schools, namely PJ Simelane and Fort High School, within the Dobsonville area, within a walking distance from where the funeral was held. They were saying that students should come, there should be no learning. This is not business as usual. Here we see two young girls. It could have happened to anybody. And I think the message that they were trying to say is that as students, we need to come together and make sure incidences of these natures do not happen. So they took students out of the classroom and told them to go and attend. Hence, a lot of the stadium was filled with students today. COSAS has also gone out to say that should the two boys that have been arrested in connection with the crime be given bail, they will cause chaos within Johannesburg. That was the warning that they gave out today.
What's the feeling of the community, Stephina, regarding police services? Are they actually satisfied with the pace of investigations thus far?
The community generally are worried. I know that Tandega's family specifically was very concerned that they were feeling that they were not getting the necessary communication from the authorities. They were saying that they were not being informed as to what was happening. They didn't know who was being arrested. They did not know how far the investigation was. They were saying that yes, they can see that two students have been arrested, but they were hoping that the top dogs of what they think led to this type of killing should be arrested, because they felt that you could not just arrest 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, but you had to now go and arrest the people that they felt were influential behind the actions of these teenagers.
Thank you. The SABC, Stephina Komane. Moving on to other news, the world